Well, good evening and welcome to the second semi-final of Co-Amateur Community Tournaments. I'm Pyronius. I'm joined here by Jay, Yufang, and Kema, and we'll be talking through what we're about to get into with this semi-final match between the BRODERHOOD and DRACONIS.
What's wrong with your mic again, man?
I don't know. It's been worse every week. This is supposed to be a studio quality mic, and it's been worse too. I might try going back to headset mic.
I think someone needs to send me a mic so it doesn't fucking echo every time.
You need to have it right next to your mouth, like you're first basing it almost.
It's alright. In my opinion, like he's doing alright. By the way, I'm Kema, and he was doing alright.
I do have this right up next to my mouth. And it's still...
We should be closer like this. Hello. Okay.
Are we 30 minutes late or was it planned for 8:30?
No,
It's an 8:30 start.
It's 8:30.
Oh, I thought we were late by 30 minutes.
Remember last time 8:30?
How about I just go back to headset mic here? Is that a lot better?
Okay,
That's better.
Yeah.
that's better.
Yeah, whoever wrote up the Twitch thing needs to fix it. It says the DRACONIS versus the BRODERHOOD. Hello, Kema.
Oh my god!
BRODERHOOD is spelled with 2 O's, and DRACONIS is spelled with a C. You wrote DRACONIS versus the BRODERHOOd.
Watch out! Come on, I'm being retarded a little bit, come on.
Hey, we need to look professional.
Okay, just refreshing that, it will be alright now.
Still only got 1-0 on the in-game.
Even
Or
I
is that what
changed
we're
that.
fixing?
I changed that, it just like take time to refreshing. Okay, it should be good by now. Whew. Sorry boy, my professional is not too much today, but I'm trying my best. Okay, before we go into the match, so let's just talk about everything we have so far. Okay, so tonight between DRACONIS and BRODERHOOD, this is the target match for them to go into the grand final. It's very important. Who's gonna be the next one contending to versus Big Joe, who is the seed number 1 at the moment of all tournaments so far. No one expect that. Let's just make that happen.
Up the Doge, woo!
And the first map gonna be Nepal. So let's just talk about this map, Nepal, and you think about between 2 teams, okay? Finland and Chifan. What do you think? Which team gonna have more advantage on this map based on their roster?
Alright. I think that if it goes to Sanctum, which is the inner one, DRACONIS probably could take it. They do have a Junkrat main, and that is a Junkrat. That's a good Junkrat map. I don't know if he's playing today. What's his name? I'm pretty sure his name was Little Peep. Yeah, Little Peep.
Little Peep, yeah.
He's playing today, yeah. So if it does go to Sanctum, Little Peep could pop off on the Junkrat and they could win that round. The other rounds will just generally be dependent on which team is more flexible. So from what I've seen, BRODERHOOD have proven to be much more flexible players than DRACONIS have been. With that being said, I don't think I've actually seen the last time they matched up against each other, so be interesting to see.
I think this is going to be a very close game. I'm expecting a game 5 to come out of this.
Alright.
I don't think, like last time they played, I don't think they had people such as Hanasong and whoever in their team. In which case, with the addition of Hanasong, their DPS duo have been essentially hard carrying them. So.
Okay, here we go. The point coming up. Let's go to the roster, shall we? First of all, it's BRODERHOOD on the right side, red team for the first map. It's gonna be the first one. Hanasong, Equinox, Futumono, Bloodlaw, Peggy, and just Broker. So what do you think about this roster? They have a couple of subs because some of their members can make it. And so the sub for this map is going to be like Futumono and Hanasong. So far from the last game, we can see that Hanasong is shiny DPS, even he have been struggling for the first game. But then he come back and very strong with the duel with Bloodlaw. Futumono, we formerly know from League Legend team. So this is maybe it's a good pick for him to improve it and prove to everyone he can do better than that. So with this roster, what do you think about the first team? We're gonna look at the routine roster with everyone. Gonna be Costa, Jiggy, Dexino, Trick, Sim Katie, and Little Beef for tonight roster. Unluckily, Future can't make it for some reason. So I think this is gonna be affect the team performance in general. But Trick gonna be there for them. Might be play tank or DPS. Swap between him and Ziggy.
So Sin, MKD, and Bloodlock are both around the gold/plat elo, but they've proven that when they play that Soldier 76, they have been super effective and they've been playing out of their minds. So I want to see more of that. I want to see which soldier can put out more damage, which one can carry them harder. Although, depending on their team, it can also influence how they perform. Because if there's no space for you, then you can't perform. So it is a team game ultimately, and it's really up to see which team has this. I would argue that Brotherhood have stronger DPS than Draconics do. So the deciding factor will then be, can Draconics' tanks and supports outplay the ones of that on Brotherhood and actually create space for their DPS and pressure Brotherhood's DPS. Otherwise, this might just be Hanasong and Bloodlock shredding through everyone.
They've definitely improved a drastic amount over the course of the season.
Yeah, there's been a few people that have made some pretty big improvements.
Absolutely.
And I mean that's what we want to see. We've got some amazing stories of people who've really taken a lot away from the tournament, a lot taken away from team play and what they've been able to pick up from their coaches, and it's really great to see.
Tell us about that.
Just waiting for me to name drop Ram.
You can skip on Ram. We all know.
We all know the story.
The legend. Who's the man? I want to hear some more.
I mean, one of them Bloodlock right here. I mean, when he signed up, and I think I believe he was sitting in mid gold when he signed up. But he's proven to be a phenomenal hit scan player. He's already this season boosted himself into low platinum, and it's really up and up from here.
I think he actually just got there because he's stacked with the Big Doge. So, if everyone doesn't know yet, Big Doge does plan to join the AOL in a couple of weeks. Of course, our two DPS already have their own teams, so we have Snaked, Bloodlock, and Twinks. And so they're now on the reformed Big Doge. I'm going to see how that goes. But yeah, I think Bloodlock has proven to be really good, and he's improved heaps as well. I mean, we once scrimmed this master tier team, and he was just out widowing their Widowmaker, and I was like, what is going on?
Okay, so...
But Brotherhood aside, let's talk a bit more about Draconics. What have we seen from them, really? I mean, I've seen Lil Peep be a real good Junkrat. Yeah, when you play Numbani and you're attacking, and you're the Junkrat on the low ground shooting bombs towards the high ground, you don't expect to land kills, but he can do that somehow, and it just really surprises me.
And it looks like we will be going into Sanctum in the first match, which should give Little Peep an opportunity to give us a good show of that Junkrat.
Definitely. This is... If Tweak and Kozlok can get that Orisa Hawk combo going, this should be a pretty easy win for them.
And that could possibly even set the momentum of the match even further than that.
That's what they would like to see.
Looks like we've got an early pause on the part of I've already lost track of which team's which.
That came from right.
Came from the Brotherhood.
Yeah, the Brotherhood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I expect this to be something really similar to a grand final. Aside from Big Doge, right? These two teams, I think, have really close skill ceiling from what I've seen last time. So I don't know how they are now. It's been a long time since I've actually seen both of them play against each other. But this will be really interesting. I agree with Jay that this could potentially go to Game 5, because I'm not exactly too sure on how much they've improved, but from what I've seen last time, they are really close in skill level. So we're in for a good game, I hope.
It looks like we'll be having mirror comps coming into this stage. Both teams running the same lineup all the way down.
In my opinion, this is probably the strongest team comp that the DRACONIS could pull out. So they need to be able to do something here. Bloodlock's really...
Oh, Bloodlock is down early in the fight there. Let's see if they can push
And
this.
then they go to hook on the first.
Oh, and Little Peep takes down Hannah Song as well. So already...
the DRACONIS, I mean Brotherhood, they can just move the point. Wait, no, this is DRACONIS, not bad. It's in the favor of DRACONIS, they can just move the point and take the point. A good move coming out of Brotherhood to like just back out a bit and wait for the people.
So DRACONIS building percentage early as... oh, here comes the re-engage though, and they've come in quite well together. Sort of like running up into the high ground there.
Bloodlock getting really low from
Hannah Song. Early pick by Little Peep on the Hanger Song though, so already... One Junkrat down, that's a lot of damage
that was
lost.
nice move on the Piggy, that was really risky, but hey, at least he managed to get him. And,
well, almost, yes. Piggy's struggling.
Still riding.
Get up, he's getting it.
Just Broken's hooked down as well. And
he's at the moment, I think he's just staggering himself. There he goes.
Yeah, they've just realized, hang on, I'm actually not doing anything down here, and half my team's already dead.
And already this is looking overwhelmingly in the favor of DRACONIS.
And Bloodlock.
On a Bloodlock.
Oh, that's very unfortunate.
Both teams have
moving up to camp the room.
However, Cosmog's about to get that whole hog, and Little Peep has the tie already. So with the tie, if he uses it right now against 2 kills, that's another 10 to 15 seconds added onto the clock. And Brotherhood really have no chance at this point if Little Peep tires right now and gets a kill.
Yeah, Bloodlock's moved over onto the Reaper there, trying to change things up and get some front-loaded damage.
Out comes the Rimfire.
Some early kills in favour of the Brotherhood, although Sin does pick up Fudo off the back of that tire coming out.
Contract tie came in a bit late. Doesn't manage to get any kills.
Doesn't matter.
No,
yeah, Equinox taking a breather through that, and there goes Cosdog now. Those twin health fire shotguns from Bloodlock cleaning up the tail end of this fight.
That was a really bad fight by DRACONIS. They had all the advantage they needed to push the lead, but they decided to wait and give so much space to Brotherhood. We saw Just Broken walk straight onto the point as an Orisa alone. Yet Peggy, not Peggy, Dead Signal tries to go for that kill. He gets the kill. Here we go, round 2.
Just doing some barrier breaking there, but oh, Dead Signal caught in the trap. That's going to put them in a very bad position. Although Bloodlock goes down from Sin's pulse rocket.
They managed to trade it.
Rockets there. And there's the old coming in from Sin. Hannah Song going down, but he gets sucked off the edge there. Does get a fadeaway rocket onto Equinox though. That's pretty big.
I think that's one that's 5 for them there.
I think that was a really worth trade. So you can trade Dead Signal for Bloodlock because ultimately they have a Moira. That's how much more healing do you expect? You know, when you have that Moira, your healing is still there. You can keep going. And they lost Bloodlock, so their damage is almost half because on this map the Reaper can't be forgotten.
But now you look at all the ultimates coming through now.
Oh, that's a huge Death Blossom.
That is a huge Death Blossom, but it's also taken them 3 ults to get that. As
4
well.
ults.
4 ults. Even more. Yeah, they use the Moira ult as well.
So now DRACONIS only need to go for 1 retake, and they have that Junkrat tire which can pick up a pick or 2 to kill 2. So like, this is really up to Little Peep. If he manages to get like a 2-man tire, the DRACONIS can just walk straight in and win the game. Win this round at this point. However, we do also have the Riptide on the side of Brotherhood, so we'll Hannah Song use his.
And they've got the Orisa Supercharger as well, which can be a fight-winning ult in and of its own right to stifle a push. Oh, Hannah Song gets hooked in, gets away.
Drops the Bloodlock. Tire comes in from Hannah Song. Doesn't get any kills. He's taken down. Little Peep is in real deep alone right now though. He needs to get out. Oh, but the boy comes in and try to heal him, keep him alive. That's nice. That's nice from Cosmog.
Cosmog forcing everyone off the point, and now flipping.
And the point is flipped, and that's going to put DRACONIS.
Little Peep is still in a bit deep, but he's still not dropping out.
And that'll be it, I think. Oh, Funamuda coming in late, and Hannah Song is there, swapped over onto Tracer. Oh, but gets hooked.
And I think
And
that's also
that's that one.
Good opening round from DRACONIS there.
Alright, so we do see both teams switching it up a bit. But Brotherhood have picked up their pharmacy. I expect good things from this one because Dive has proven to be Brotherhood's strongest team comp to run. Whereas
yeah, DRACONIS running a Ryan Diva tank line there.
A relatively slow comp with only Diva being able to sort of go in and stuff. So on this map, it'll just be. It's really up to which team can get the first kill at this point. I mean, I'm favoring Brotherhood at this point, but
Yeah, they've got the high ground.
if DRACONIS can all move the point and change the fight, this might be different. Instead of KDD gets jumped, and I don't think he's gonna live through that.
There he goes.
KD goes down by Hannah Song.
But Equinox getting low, but he's getting out. Does get out. Blue Lock is getting in some rockets from above. Relatively
That's
contested.
one hit away from dying.
They go to Ziggy.
Main support is down, but they're still on the point. They really need to collapse on this point here. They've got the advantage.
And there it comes.
And a clean fight for Brotherhood. Both supporters already, and Hannah Song close to that full spawn. With the Reinhardt, that can be an easy kill. By full spawn with the Reinhardt and then launching a clip into him, they can instantly kill the Reinhardt and then win the next fight. And regardless, Lil Peep has just switched off to the Genji, but
Yeah, it looks like they've dropped the Reinhardt as well over to Winston.
Going pretty much full dive except for the soldier instead of a tracer.
Oh, Tweak jumping in by himself. Cosdog too late to save him. But Transcendence gets committed regardless. And again, I suppose Futamoto did charge Transcendence in a single fight, so wouldn't be too worried about using that.
Bloodlock uses the barrage, gets one. Cosdog drops as well. So right now there's still 3 ults on the side of Brotherhood. Although we're about to have 4 ults on the side of DRACONIS as well, but this is still definitely winner. This fight is definitely up to which team gets more value of their ults. See, can Equinox pick up a kill or 2 with the Demon Bomb? Can Dynamic KD pick up a kill or 2 with that Visor?
Well, Twig's already at half health just from those Pharaoh rockets. Getting him up now.
Dynamic KD gets dropped on again. Beat drops comes out. Demon Bomb's traded.
Oh, and there goes Little Peep from the pulse bomb.
Although they've just denied the point. Although they've just denied the point. And Dynamic KD is getting some kills with that Visor. He's doing work.
Yeah, no, they've really turned this fight around
as well. Zenyatta gets rezzed. And the Diva Bomb
And the
comes out.
self-destruct being committed. Nothing from it though.
And Brotherhood need to reset ASAP, but they're still committing to this fight.
Yeah, I think they realise that DRACONIS got basically their full team here now.
Well, it's just working against out, and so does Hannah Song. Equinox still flew in and got killed. That's alright. We're close to Genji Blade, but the trans is also there. So let's see how Brotherhood can take this fight.
Oh, and we have an auto bullets.
Alright, so let's talk about this. Whether this fight is really dependent on whether or not DRACONIS realize that Brotherhood has their trans, because what you might get is that Lil Peep might not realize they have trans, so they'll play really aggressively, go in with the blade, only to get countered by the trans and drop all their members. It happens quite often. So the best option for them right now is to, if they recognize there's a trans, they need to force that trans out or kill the Zen and then pull the blade to win. But otherwise, if they just commit really deep without recognizing that there's a trans, this could be the turning point, because that's basically a second of invulnerability, almost, for, well, it should be at this point for the side of Brotherhood, because there's no ult on the team of DRACONIS that can instantly kill through trans. So yeah, they need to kill this. They need to pressure the Zenyatta and then pull the blade out to win this next fight. Otherwise, if they commit deep without recognizing that, they'll probably lose the fight. But then again, that also comes down to can Brotherhood play around the trans and play around their Zenyatta, keep him alive. There's not much ults on either side otherwise. Tweak close to a Winston ult. Maybe they could do a Winston ult pushing the Zen away and then landing the blade. Something like that.
That's exactly what I was about to say. If they can combo with the Winston ult and just, harass the Zenyatta, push him into a corner, and play keep away, then that could possibly work.
I mean, the other potential option in there is pull the blade, bait out the Zenol, and then go after the pharmacy with it instead. It's risky, but if you see I suppose it's more a backup plan if you don't realise they've got trance. You see the trance there, then go after the pharmacy because they're very unlikely to be covered by it.
That being said, though, in that same sentence, yeah, if you see a blade come out and they go straight up for you, and you see your Zens popping up, you just drop straight down into that, and it's completely out as well.
I think the Ziggy is actually able to get out this fight. Morio comes up real fast. If the side of Draconix eats some more rockets or something like that, and Ziggy heals him up, that's an ult right there. Even landing in orbit, just right-clicking. So they definitely have Morio ult this fight, and they're probably going to commit it. Maybe that can count on the pharmacy. But then Bloodlock, if he does land some damage boosted rockets, that Pharah ult comes up real fast as well. Probably
Absolutely.
like maybe 4 to 5 direct hits with a damage boost, and you'll have a result. So if Draconix decide to like take the fight on the point, I think that's really risky because Bloodlock can spam in there and get ult real fast and blow them all up. Yeah, once again, it's just which team can get value off their ults. To get value for Draconix, they need to make sure they pressures the Zen so that Little Peep can pull out a blade. Similar thing with Ziggy, to be able to like at least do something with the Moira ult and not fully have it countered by trance. So hopefully they realize that the Zen ult right now is the key deciding factor. If the Zen drops, this will be in favor of Draconix. If the Zen doesn't drop and pops ult, he could potentially counter like every single ult that Draconix might use, because Draconix could just stack them without realizing. And
yeah, and of course the other complication in there, the fact that Sin is going to start back in spawn rather than reappearing on point, which means there may be an opportunity to push in 6 versus 5. And sure enough, they're coming straight in.
Draconix have realized they don't have everyone, so that is backing it out. Just Tweak is one hit away from dying.
Just
Bloodlock trades with the KD. And the ult's right stack because the Zen ult gets so much value. But this is still in the favor of Draconix. They are outmended.
Especially with their primary going down, and now they have no sports. Fever is the max.
Brotherhood have just no source of damage right now.
And he's got Little Peep trapped in the room there. Oh, Little Peep not getting away from that. Tweak moving into chase off Broken.
Draconix now in a really good position to win this. They have 3 ults, they're close to that Moira ult. Once again, Ziggy used the Moira ult that fight and pretty much has it once again. That just shows how much healing he did.
Absolutely.
And here we go, the final fight. Little Peep getting in some early licks and getting out safely.
The Mercy's under attack by the Winston, and
This one takes down Tweak, so they've traded Winston.
They need to touch the point. They need to touch the point.
Just Broken has been brought back. Oh, Little Peep goes down from the self-destruct.
And I think Brotherhood might have just killed this. We just haven't managed to pick up 3 kills now. That was a close fight.
And now here comes the horrible
stagger. Oh, Cosdoc. Going for the edge there, and yeah, sure enough, that's going to be the...
20 seconds, that's not enough time considering it's a diva. Let's see, Peggy has that Valkyrie, Bloodlock and Lucio are both close. Just Broken is about to get that Winston also, he can go in really deep. Although both DPS ults are about to come up for the side of Draconix too, so can they play around that?
Alright, Monkey's going straight on the point to force the overtime.
He has that Primal Rage and uses that
he
to stay
does
alive.
commit that.
Both DPS ults about to be used by side of
Little
Draconix.
Peep getting good reflect there.
Goes straight down, Blade comes out.
Blade, but he's countered by a V-drop. Bloodlock also using that Barrage, gets 2 kills.
Oh, gets 2, that's a good barrage. 3, D-Mac. 2 and a D-Mac, that's
still big enough.
Yeah, I think they got this one, and it's just Little Peep just jumping around the point now by himself, does get eventually taken down by that lightning gun.
And we're going to round 3.
Draconix looked really good to win there, but Brotherhood managed to pull it back somehow. Just like I predicted.
It was a great barrage there by Bloodlock, getting 2 and a D-Mac. His barrages have been really good today with that Pharah.
Are you sure? He traded his life just before.
Alright, with the except, alright, yeah, he traded one with Soldier, but his other two barrages were both ones where he got value and got out alive, so, I mean, 2 out of 3 is pretty good for a barrage, all things considered.
Not wrong there.
I told you it was going to be a close fight.
And this is just Koth. Koth shows team fighting ability of both teams, and they've all been really, really close. Both rounds so far have been really close, so we can tell these teams are really close in skill level. So as soon as we hit
interesting changes in comp here from the Brotherhood. They're going for a very interesting comp. Oh, they do have a third tank. I almost didn't see, just broken over there.
The main thing to focus here is can Momo get energy? Because if they get energy onto that Zarya, they can win this. But against that dive, it's not actually that easy to just get energy. Because there's not a high amount of damage spam output.
Well, Frodo's on 90 energy at the moment.
Frodo's on 90 energy, and I think they're likely to win this now. One kill's already come down for their side. Equinox gets dangerously low.
Another couple of quick kills by Bloodlock there, and that's going to signal that this fight is well and truly in their favour. And there's the cleanup.
Draconic, that was actually pretty good from Draconic. They could have potentially won that if there was better target focus. And here we have Draconics, Brotherhood already stacked up on ults, but Draconics do have both their DPS ults, and if Lil Peep manages to cut down Peggy and Equinox, they can definitely win this thing on. I mean, both sides are pretty
close. Draconics have 5 ults coming online very soon, that's sort of the down.
Brotherhood also has that as well. Can we see a fat shatter or a fat grab coming out here?
Well, there's the blade being committed, and both low ults, and a self-destruct, and attack visor. It's just ult roulette here. Sin getting some pretty good value there. Oh, well, actually, Sin gets 1, but yeah, the ult play from Draconics there, getting several people.
But they managed to use 4 ults, while the side of Brotherhood only used 2. So now Brotherhood are coming into this with 4. They can definitely do something like a grab hog, and there's nothing on the side of.
Well, look at that sound barrier is going to be online very soon.
But the hog down does a huge amount of damage, so really up to how big can your grab be. Because if the grab's big enough, the rest of the team's also going to stand in.
Well, there's the grab. Gets got the tanks in it, but that's all. And Bloodlock attack visoring, but he's right in front of that Primal Raging Winston, so he's going to have a hard time getting any damage in there.
Just broken, looking to use that Earth Shatter real soon. Probably going to use it soon after shield breaks there. Brotherhood is now 1 up. Winston has no bubble to block this Earth Shatter coming in. There it is.
There it is.
Pick up 2. That's big enough, and that's all Brotherhood needs.
And they get cleaned up very quickly, so point is going to be flipped back, and Brotherhood are going to
right at the end of that fight there. He could have dashed out of the way, and he didn't. He wanted to get poke damage in, and it cost him his life.
It's a bit of a shame, like when you're at 95% as well, you don't really need any more poke damage if your team is resetting, because you're going to get to 100% by the time you're ready to go anyways.
Exactly, it's got it up now.
And here they come. Blade being committed, beat to counter it. And he gets pinned against the wall by the whole hog, that's very unfortunate. And it looks like they were considering a reset, but now they're regrouping, and now they are going to reset. They were just a bit disjointed there. Sin almost getting hooked back in, but manages to get out cleanly. And now we're heading up to 80% in favour of the Brotherhood here. Comes to dive onto Bloodlock. He is by himself. He gets taken down very quickly there.
This is after just broken the land of Shatter, and there's Graviton third as well, so they can definitely still win this. Can they use their ult efficiently or not is the question.
Self-destruct being committed in the back line. Still got to turn around. They've been pushed all the way out. There's a big grab there, but there's no follow-up on it. And between the sound barrier, everyone stays up. They've managed to, they've absolutely managed to flip this point. So Draconics now building percentage. And Little Pete's going to have Blade up again. Oh, big shatter there. That's going to be very difficult, and the sound barrier being committed there as well to stop that Dragon Blade from getting any damage in there. It's going to be very hard for DRACONIS to win this fight, and I think it's just Peggy, Ziggy now, and
he's got a
not going to last that long, yeah. And Tweak does manage to get back on the point for the briefest of moments to buy them overtime, but at this point it is just trickle stagger, and it's going to be very hard for them to work their way in. Ooh, and getting grabbed off the point that's the end of that one.
Managed to close out this map. That was a really close game once again. All of these rounds have been really close, so we're definitely in for a good series here.
Absolutely.
I mean, like I like to say, the King of the Hill map types just show how strong each team is with their team fighting potential, and the fact that it's really close to 99 to 99 essentially the entire time. So it just shows that both teams are evenly on par with their skill level of team fighting. So really, the next maps when we move the payload, it's up to which team has the superior map knowledge and the superior just map movements in general, like understanding how to play each map, and that's where it comes down to it. Hopefully we'll see that in our next map, which is, what's our next map?
Watch Point Gibraltar.
Oh, there we go. I like that map, because I'm a soldier main, and then against an MKD and Bloodlock, they probably like this map too. I'm probably going to favor Brotherhood on this one, because this is a really map. This is a map where you really need to run dive. So Brotherhood can definitely just sit Bloodlock up top and then just jump the car when they're defending, and it's highly unlikely that it's really hard for DRACONIS to actually push through that, because they have to have really good coordinated dives. So far, we haven't actually seen them run any full dive situations either, so it'll be interesting to see how they actually play out this map. Then again, we'll have to see which team understands this map better and plays around it, because both teams have real good team fighting skills so far. We've seen them, like, they're pretty evenly matched. This will just be which team can have someone pop off, which team can play the map better.
Yeah, I wonder if, based on last week's performance, either of these teams have been specifically practicing Sombra for Gibraltar, because we saw an absolute upset last week with Sombra being played here.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Big Doge just had no answer to the Sombra. They didn't really understand how to play against it as well. Later on, they picked up that triple tank and realized that was a solution, but I don't really think you can do it on this map. It's just there's no way to really contest the high ground at this point. So if they do sit a soldier up top, they can with dive combo. It still definitely works, because the soldier just put out so much damage that you can't stop him.
Absolutely. It was pretty devastating. There's already murmurs in the chat for Bloodlock to be MVP already, and people need a Bloodlock shirt. So I guess he'll need to get on that. The game's not over yet. We could see some spectacular play out of any of the other DPS, or even some spectacular tank play as well. Like you said earlier, it is a team game. You can't exclusively solo kill.
Who was just playing the Zenyatta on the side of Brotherhood? Was it Futo?
I
think it was Futo playing Zenyatta.
Yeah, it was Futo. Yeah, it was definitely
until they ran the tank stack. Yeah, I think Futo's been doing really well this game as well. He's been letting him.
Yeah, he did trans up after his first fight. That was so quick.
His transes have been on point, beat drops as well. Been saving his team multiple times. So that's the kind of support play I was looking for. Bloodlock has been really consistent playing that DPS so far, but nothing too big of a play just yet. I mean, that Reaper rolled aside, that was DRACONIS sending him into this team. That was definitely a misplay. Like, we saw Bloodlock ult and then somehow get pushed into the entire team with DRACONIS, and that can only happen from DRACONIS themselves. So I think he has been really consistent in doing work, but, you know, nothing too major yet, nothing too flashy, and we've only done one map. So from that one map, I honestly would vote for the support. We'll see how these ones go.
Bruto's been playing very well. I will say that absolutely.
Let me be honest here. Low-key want this game to just be a 3-0, so we can finish it already. And I also want to see some good games like that one just there. I want to see these close games.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to see them clutch last fights with both teams just trickling onto the point and it's just going ham, and that's what we're here for. It's that trade-off. Do I really want to go, or do I want to see these good games, you know?
And just have that one game-winning ultimate that sort of just cleans everything up.
Definitely, those are the best. And honestly, I think anyone on both teams have that ability to be that player that pulls out the clutch ultimate. Like, we've seen it from both sides. We've seen Bloodlock's Barrages get kills. We've seen Sin's attack devices. We've seen Little Peep's Genji Blades. We've seen Fudo pull the Gravitons and the, support defensive ults. Same thing, Ziggy's Moira ults, Cozdog playing that hog and ulting the right people as well. Just Broken was switched out, but he managed to get the right stores playing Winston too, and just in general, any player at this point on both teams have the ability to be that one that pulls out the clutch ultimate. And it'll be interesting to see which one can do that.
Absolutely. Like, a lot of ults have a lot of impact. You could just have that one big coalescence that keeps your team up and picks off or gets everyone else low and just allows your team to sweep out. Things like that could be, like you were saying, the one thing that can absolutely change the game.
We just got a bit of a delay before we start the next game. Teams are just sorting something out at the moment.
Any of you guys gonna see the, what do you call it, the Tomb Raider movie? I mean, don't ask me why, I'm just looking on Twitch and it's the ad every single damn time, so, how many of you guys keep for that?
Didn't even know it was existing.
Yeah, I actually...
Thank you, Twitch Prime.
I mean, every single time I've booted up Twitch, it's like the ad. It's the ad. Either that or some media design school in New Zealand. I don't know what the fuck, but... You know. What?
The only ad I remember seeing on Twitch at all, anytime recently, has been Ash vs Evil Dead.
Yeah, I've only seen that ad on Twitch. Thank you to the Overwatch League and having sponsor the Valiant.
All done, everything.
Everything's all good to go?
Yeah, before we go, we're gonna go to Watchpoint to Rota. I think you guys already talked about what happened so far, right? So, once again, it's me, K-Man, the hosting, coming with Pyronas, Lunchpod, G-Fan, and Jay. So now, we will keep saying free G-Fan, so we hope that comes through soon. And
Free Fang.
And the tournament, and the tournament got sponsored by everyone here, Internet by Australia. I'm using whatever it's called, maybe Optum something, but it doesn't relevant because they have a shitty internet. But Telstra is quite expensive, so I don't recommend that. So before you guys go with something cheap and fast. Anyway, that's it.
So yeah, we'll be moving into Watchpoint Gibraltar.
Still got a couple of subs coming in.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there was a bit of a delay on the coach discussions from one of the teams as they were busy trying to rulebook.
Wow. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys have fun time so far and enjoy the break. And we should be able to start it right now.
Okay, looks like both teams are ready, so here we go to Gibraltar.
Once again, welcome to Watchpoint Gibraltar.
Arriving at
G5 and Paragon taking care from here, so have fun.
Alright, looks like it's up to me again.
Okay, and it looks like we'll be having on... No, is this... Just waiting for the match to tick over as we see the teams locking in whatever interesting things they can throw up to try and throw off their opponents before the teams get hidden. And Draconics defending first. It looks like they're going for a dive defense with a Farah. Farah and no, they have gone over the soldier. Yeah, I say Farah and Junkrat is.
I mean, I guess right now, what the soldier Junkrat is a viable option.
Yeah.
But personally, I would prefer if they had like a different something over the Junkrat, a Tracer, Genji, something like that, just so they can assist the tanks in actually diving in.
Mm.
Because without the DPS, right, it's not actually that easy for tanks to just jump into the backline and kill someone. If the entire other team is still protecting them. So with this comp, the side of Draconics really just have to play super passively and contest the card, really. The tanks need to just sit on the car, play conservatively, and yeah, stall the car really. If they just fight on the point, stall the car, run away when they get low, they should be doing well here because they have a huge damage output if they're fighting somewhere on the point.
And we should see the dive coming out any second now.
Oh, and
there's
we've
a
got
pause.
there's a pause. And Son of Jupiter most the way into a jump on top of Bloodlock there. To the point where he's actually engaged his Winston bubble. So, the two of them are going to be staring each other down during this pause.
Actually, they've switched to Zafun and Hannah Song. Hannah Song is now playing the Winston. Over from the Tracer. And Hannah Song, as we can see, is about to land on Kozlov, and Kozlov is being healed by Ziggy. So he's probably going to be forced to back off real soon, but similarly, Bloodlock needs to back off as well.
Yeah, Bloodlock needs to hook out of there as soon as he can, or he's going to very quickly drop.
But the Diva's right behind where he's probably going to look to hook.
Son of Jupiter commits into this, but he's taking it down. Ziggy flies in. The Little Peep is in deep. Tweak is in deep as well. Ziggy manages to fly out, but Little Peep is still deep in it.
Oh, and Zephyr gets caught in a trap there and picked up by Little Peep, but Little Peep does not make it out of that tunnel, and so that card is going to roll on through.
And Tweak is out of his main start. He's 62 next one, but regardless, this is really dire for Kozlov is now taken down as well. And I think
Tweak coming in to put some pressure onto those supports.
They
all get slept though, and that's some tactical crafting from Fudamoto there.
And Brotherhood is just on a roll. Well, that's a huge number on the clock already for them. They pretty much didn't stop the car at all.
No one can hide from my sight.
Tactical
Nice
sights
sleep
being
on the
committed there.
Kozlov. Lands a nice anti onto him. No fun. Unfortunately, not much to be done there. But Lock looking for those picks.
And there's the dive to
On to Bloodlock.
Oh,
he comes the back line. They've got the bottle up in the room there. Oh, and we have another pause.
Alright, so let's talk about this right now. Both support was about to come from Brotherhood, Devolt as well. Draconis close to a tactical visor and really close to a Junkrat tire, so Little Peep can land a nice tire. They can probably stabilize right here, which is what they should be looking for at this point. Yeah. Otherwise, Brotherhood in a pretty good position to just roll through this point. And if I had to say, the second point is the hardest point you have on Gibraltar to push. So
not only that as well, but if he plays a junk tire right, he can get both supports very easily, just because they're both long-range supports hanging out at the back next to the car.
He just flies it through the. He sends the tire through like all the boxes on the spaceship, drops down. You know, no one knows what can happen there.
I think the big concern here is that Hannah Song on Winston has just jumped in and then dropped down, so Equinox is somewhat alone on that balcony there, and Hannah Song is not going to be able to jump up for another couple of seconds. With this pause in here, it gives a chance for them to realise that they've got a lone diva there and just aggress onto it with the two tanks, and Equinox is going to have to back off pretty quickly.
We're awfully quiet today. Unfortunate.
We'll get some more action coming in just a few moments.
Yeah, no more pauses allowed from the side of Brotherhood now, so see how this goes. They're planning to sub out Peggy for Mark next. So you were right, Equinox have to drop down. But the car is still moving.
Tape on the little tape there, Res comes right in.
But in the meantime, the Diva does get DMApped as part of that as well.
They need the Junkrat tire to be big. They need it right now. Nice tenor onto
and that then is just going to disappear immediately.
Tweak is also taken down, and Yeah, not much Draconic can do here now. Brotherhood are playing out of their minds today. And this is what I was talking about.
So
it's not just about team play. It's about how well each team can play this map. And clearly, Brotherhood are playing this map much better. They're pushing forward, they're getting the staggers. Whereas...
And now they've got split forms as well.
Yeah, whereas Draconic usually
there's another big one, a little beep there as well.
Draconics are just lacking their general gameplay right now. They're not playing the map right. They're staggering, they're not regrouping together. Bloodlock does drops.
And Ziggy goes down behind him there.
Huge.
And that's going to keep it rolling. I mean, losing Bloodlock. Losing Bloodlock might have been a bad one.
And that Trans doesn't get much value. The caster moves. The food's probably down from that bomb. That's not
big Diva bomb.
Oh, that was big. Yeah.
That's turned the tide of that battle completely.
And yeah, they're backing off there. So.
But 5 minutes on
Brotherhood Brotherhood just going to take that one. Yeah, reset. Bloodlock looking to line up another, initiation pick.
4 ults on the side of Draconics for this fight though, so they can get some value. They can use the Junkrat high right now to fight. Another Nana boost comes down to Hansong, goes in deep. Here's Ziggy.
Ziggy and Little Peep down. And those kills are just all coming through in favour of the Brotherhood here, so that's gonna mean there's probably gonna be one more fight to contest that card.
Yeah, there is.
Here comes the tire final.
But
Ziggy really needed to pop that off as soon as
out of the air.
Tactical bicep comes through by Cosmog, but he's jumped immediately and countered by a trend. Equinox gets steam there. Oh, yeah, he does get it. But the Foon's really well set position right now. Set up on that high ground.
The Foon and Bloodlock are set up on both the high ground.
2 kills for the side. But one more drops and they trade, but this is still overwhelmingly in the favor of the Brotherhood.
Someone could just drop down and pop that
Ziggy stuck well out of position there in the back line. Just manages to get out and safe into that trance.
Oh, and they managed to stabilize. I don't know how they did that, but that was just a generally that's a really weird play. They have decided to switch onto the Orisa now over the with a double hit scan actually.
Bruto's just used Nano and has almost got it up again as well.
Nice pick on the food. Diva Bomb comes in.
Oh, that's...
Doesn't get any kills. Jupiter just got a shield up.
I mean, Jupiter fortified, I suppose, not even expecting the shield would be grounded time. So they would have been safe regardless.
Get in there.
Comes the Nano Monkey again.
I don't think so. Fortify reduces damage by 50%, so that's effectively giving it 800 health. The Diva Bomb does 1000, so...
No, if you're on full health, you can, unless it's on top of you, you can survive a Diva Bomb.
I guess.
It depends on how close it is to you. I've survived it.
I don't think Jupiter would have survived that one regardless. That was really close. And the Draconics are managing to stabilize. They're doing really well now. Lolok has decided to switch on their soldier, not getting fixed on the Widowmaker, they recognize that.
Now, still running double hit scan into the Orisa shield though, so...
Not only that, the Draconics do also have a pretty significant off advantage coming into this as well. So they're just going to have to do this run dry on the side of the Brotherhood.
Well, Zafun goes down early in the fight, yeah, and there's the Deadeye.
The kill. And that's another reset for Brotherhood.
Oh, and Peggy getting staggered there, that hurts. Equinox still out of mech, and quite a ways from building it up too, it looks like.
He's decided to go for the map shot, but that's a really long distance he had to run there. And that was pretty much like 30 to 40 seconds just off the clock because they got staggered and have to reset. And if you look at that, everyone on the side of Draconics except Luke essentially is supposed to get off. Like, let's be real, Mercy is 70%, but it comes up real fast, so... Overwhelmingly, is the favorite for Draconics. They need to get value from their ults and just win the next fight. The card's moving forward. Hero Bomb comes in, gets Peggy?
Oh, does get Peggy! How?
Peggy moved outside on the right hand shield. That's true. trade for Little Peep. Latest pop, countered by Trans. Little Peep is in red. Zafun drops.
There goes Zafun.
Still a one fight for the Draconics. Another stagger getting killed. And
Yeah, they really lost all momentum on this last point.
We just used that Diva one, 72 at the end. Dunlock manages to get a kill. He's still behind them.
Yeah.
But they didn't really help him now. He's gonna get staggered. Oh, he's
that's very unfortunate with that clock remaining. And looks like Zafun's coming in. Yeah, they're gonna come in even with that man down because they just don't have the time.
Zafun is also
But
taking out.
Zafun's gone down as well. So they got no DPS currently up, and that's a big shatter, and the Trans is there. Diva bomb there. Oh, they've just completely turned this around after losing both their DPS from the start. Tweak's throwing the self-destruct up to desperately try and equalize, but Hammersong's there with the shield, and they're just bullying this Orisa now, who's desperately trying to keep up. Attack visor being committed, but Hammersong's there to block it out. There's just no chance to get anything through there. And they're just pushing it through here. Deadeye shot picks up Peggy, but it doesn't matter. The card is in, and in overtime, they have absolutely pulled that out off a massive shatter from Hammersong.
That aside, they entered this last point with 5 minutes on the clock, and Draconics held them onto overtime. You have to really commit Draconics for that.
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. Like, it was a very, very good defense there, and for a long time, Brotherhood didn't seem to know their way into the fight, and it was when, the clock's ticking low, both your DPS are dead, that's when it's time to just say, screw it, it's now or never, drop the hammer, and drop the hammer they did.
And if you ask me, that's the reason that a lot of... You ever get those times in comp queue where, like, you had the last fight, like the other team's just doing nothing for the whole game, and all of a sudden at the end of the round, they just somehow manage to do something. It's like on King of the Hill quite often. Like, you manage to hold it to 99, but you always lose that last fight. And the reason for that is the teams finally recognize that right now we need to go in. We need to go in together regardless of what happens. So often when there's still time on the clock, people aren't on the same page. Some people think you can win it, some people can think you've lost. So, not everyone's together on the same page. And, like, there's just no coordination. But when the whole team's on the same page, it knows, right now, we need to rush the point. And everyone goes for the point, everyone goes for the fight, then they win. And that's just, for some reason, that just always happens. So, recognizing when you can win the fight, having a whole team be on the same page makes such a big difference. And let's see if Draconics can push the attack, or will they get held by the Brotherhood?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
Looks like we've got Cosdog on the Farah again for this attack, which could be interesting when they've got that Widow out, but it really depends, I suppose, on if you can reliably shoot that pharmacy out of the air or not.
Not only that, but they're running a very interesting comp where they don't have any defense elements and they don't have any hit scan on the side of Draconics.
Yeah, the double projectile does mean it's going to be, I suppose, a bit difficult to clean up some of those kills. You're relying on either your Farah to be very good at following the Junkrat bombs for the damage, or your tanks getting in deep to clean up some of those direct projectile hits.
And on the complete converse on the other side, they are running a double hit scan. Coalescence coming out already.
And Draconics are just pushing the car this whole time, they're not getting any value. Brotherhood needs to miss the car this is. Zafun is dived after using the visor.
Tweak gets slapped to free up Zafun from the visor, but Zafun just keeps shooting the Diva back.
And I think Brotherhood have just won this fight.
They have, yeah, they've...
Equinox did get dangerously low. Thankfully he didn't lose that mech, or else he would have to reset at this point. He does also have that Diva bomb up. But Brotherhood had to use 4 ults to stabilize this. 4 ults. So Draconics, however, have that tire, still have both tanks building, and a barrage coming up soon. So this could be.
It was like Cosdog is swapping over onto the soldier.
They lost the barrage then.
I think it was a decision that needed to be made, though.
Definitely. At this point, they really need to look to dive up top. And this is where the flexibility of the players makes such a big difference, because with both tanks are the ones that are only diving up.
Yeah, and they've just, yeah. Son of Jupiter just knocks Spitamoto into last point. He pops trance to keep everyone up, self-destruct going overhead, gets in the bubble! Oh, that was almost a disaster, but they got out of that bubble just in time.
Does, however, manage to DMAC the Diva in that.
Managing to pull this fight back. Shadow comes in, doesn't get anything. And Equinox is now the only one on the point all of a sudden.
Bloodlock back up does take down Cosdog, but I don't think he's going to be able to do enough alone.
I guess losing Fudo that.
Oh, Bloodlock contesting the point at the very last second.
Yeah, losing Fudo really dropped them that fight because they didn't have enough heals otherwise. Like, sure, the trans was popped, but they didn't get much value during that time. Although, I still think that Brudderhood definitely could have won that fight. Maybe just a lack of target focus and whatnot.
And here comes the tie. Going over the top.
Looking for a kill. Ghost drops down. Gets. Oh! Gets
That's huge.
Yeah, that is going to see this roll pretty much all the way right up to the end there.
Cars always already halfway there and they get those kills. So now I think they might just be able to fully push this without being.
Oh, and with Peggy going down there as well, I don't think there's going to be able to be a contest here.
Yeah. They're still going for it. They've used it.
Too little too late.
But too late. Yeah, however, getting some picks out of this, but as soon as they get a couple of good picks...
Card is still just rolling at a comfortable speed. I mean, they got so much card space just on committing that tire, because the whole... Little Peep commits the tire, and Brotherhood back off. And it just, even without the kills, it was a valuable tire, and then you get the big double as well.
Son of Jupiter popping the Primal Rage.
And Zafern going in with attack visor, but everyone is scattered so well, and wow! Dead Signal gets a res in almost during the attack visor and gets away with it completely. Oh, that's a big self-destruct though. And that will definitely stabilize the defense here.
See, I honestly didn't expect the Codex to be pushing so well, because on this map specifically, like, the Junkrat soldier I wouldn't expect it to work so well. But it just is. I guess tanks from the side of Codex are playing pretty good too.
And Bloodlock about to drop down for a Death Blossom. That's the full-on Beyblade. Doesn't gets the DMAC on the tweak and does get a cleanup. Yeah, does get the cleanup. So it's still definitely a fight-winning combo of ults.
But 3 ults were just popped for them. Equinox is still DMAC'd. At this point, you should just look to jump off the map because the other team are also regrouping. It looks like he's not doing that, so. He needs to get that Neva ult real. He needs to get that mech back real soon, or else he's gonna get jumped.
Absolutely. Almost there, got it back now.
Just in time before he got dived, actually. As a result, our Jupiter is also traded for that fight. Three goes in the Diva, drops the Diva bomb. I think Peggy's gonna be taken down once again. Yeah, Peggy died to Diva bomb. Yep. The first pops the attack visor.
Does get the Mercy and Dead Signal.
Nice.
And Little Peep goes down. So, yeah, that's...
No defensive ultimates have finally allowed that attack visor to take effect.
Yeah,
I haven't been getting too much value out of it, but that one was a...
I don't know how many people have been taking note, but Fredo's landing some nice antis onto the tanks of the Draconis, and that's helping them win quite a bit of fights.
Yeah, absolutely. Tyre comes in. DMAC. No.
Oh, it doesn't get
DMAC. Doesn't get DMAC. Manages to survive that one.
Tyre, even point blank, will not quite DMAC a Diva if you've got full health, so you need some other damage on her.
Both soldiers are traded. Peggy has still
Blue block in the back line though. Weekend's there.
Oh, this could be a huge bomb.
Yes, one kill.
Just a little babe.
I think that's all they need really. There's still 6 units. Bloodlock also uses that Death Blossom.
Don't think he needed that Death Blossom, and I don't think he got much from it.
It's alright, they still want the fight. They still have that Transcendence as well. That's a huge ult. That could be like the one ult you only like. You could only just use it one ult and win the fight.
Yeah, and they have chased them all the way back into spawn now. 1 minute left on the clock.
Bloodlock's HP. Oh my god.
Useful. Move the payload.
Well, that'll give some more ult charge to Fudo.
And there's not much ults on the side of DRACONIS for this as well, and there's only one more fight left on the clock. That Transcendence is the game-changing ult. Honestly, all Piggy needs to do is just use it this fight. Doesn't even need counter or anything. They use it this fight, they can win it, and then that's it. 30 seconds left on the clock. Even if
Also, just switches to the Pharah,
yeah.
which means they're not going to have ult for a long
There you
time.
hard jump. There comes the Transcendence. And like anti on the Sun of Jupiter. He's probably getting taken down by Bloodlock. Yeah, there is. Squeak is discorded and deep in. Doesn't get deep back yet. Ziggy managed to get that. Oh, this is picks up 1 kill. Also, to take him down. And Fudo really close to that nano boost. He puts it onto the Hatterstock. Yeah, puts it onto the Hatterstock. I think they might have just actually won this. Bomb picks up no kill.
Oh, it's still
The
rolling out.
reinforcements are coming in. Diva bomb dropped by Equinox. Doesn't get anything. Oh, no, gets a D-back.
Does get a D-back.
And this is a really big brawl right now. But it's in the favor of Brotherhood.
Still definitely in the favor of Brotherhood. They've got closer respawn and they're getting the kills.
Death Blossom, and there's only squishies left. There it is. Gets the kills, and Brotherhood take this map.
That's, yeah.
That's 2
Pops the Beyblade right on the point. And there goes the gun.
Play of the game.
We have Panasonic with the Winston ult. Well, I have to say, Futo is definitely on my list of MVP right now. The antis and the nano boost he's just been putting out. Like, I guess nano boost also has to do with your team, but like he's just been so consistent doing those plays. Like, look at that, 31 defensive assists. It means he's healing his team that is taking damage while getting those kills. Or anti-nades. Wait, no, those are more offense type. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, it's an offensive assist, yeah.
Fudo's just playing so well.
Absolutely.
Although Hannah Song and Equinox also putting in that work. Peggy often getting caught out, but I guess Peggy is still making the right plays at the important times. So not much to say about Brotherhood right now. DRACONIS need to pick the game up. Once again, if I had to say the thing that really limits DRACONIS right now, it's their players' flexibility, or to be specific, the DPS flexibility. Because on these maps, if something's not working, you need to switch. But if the DPS, like, especially with the Junkrat, I don't really think it was a good DPS to pick on this map. Soldier is fine, but the Junkrat was just a really strange point. Brotherhood managing to pick out multiple different DPS and making it work. Although Cozdog did play that Pharah a couple times, but got taken down by a hit scan from Bloodlock, so yeah, I think the ability to actually like get a Tracer player, get a Genji player, something like that, get a Widow player, just makes a huge difference.
Absolutely. Just having those sort of someone that can go on to those roles as needed is a huge advantage.
Looks like we've got a few subs coming in for the next one as we move over to Volskaya.
I was actually surprised to see no Sombra come out on that last map at all.
Well, it's not the best Sombra map. We just saw last week that the new Sombra, which especially last week when it had only been about half a week since the changes had come through or something, wasn't it? Something like that. But yeah, certainly a good Sombra these days can be a right nuisance.
I mean, yeah, DMT is a dedicated Sombra main, so
Sure, he's loving the changes right now.
definitely.
But now that we're heading over to Volskaya, which is famously a Sombra map, we may see her running wild.
But then again, we might also see Brotherhood pulling out that triple tank like they did on Nepal. Really, like tank stacking is really good on the 2CP maps because it's about those brawls. It's about surviving through when you're walking those chokes. So the tank stack can just push through the choke and go from there on.
Especially with how long these fights have been lasting as well. Tank stack could be very effective.
Definitely.
Just waiting for some substitutions to be finished, and we'll be heading into Volsky very shortly.
You know, I don't really understand why they're desperately trying to play Piggy when Piggy's lagging. And Fudo's been really doing that work as well, and as well as Hannah Song, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought they were planning to take Peggy out, but they've made some other changes instead.
Traveling to Volskaya Industries.
So it looks like at the moment stock standard dive coming out of DRACONIS. Still waiting for some Brotherhood picks to come in.
Well, I mean, DRACONIS as the attacking team don't necessarily... I mean, look, this does look like a proper team comp, but it may not be what they end up with.
True.
Does look like Safun will be playing the defensive Sombra there.
There we go.
Hey, maybe someone was listening to our stream and he had heard me say, like, we need Genji Tracer.
I wonder how my friend is doing.
Although, I think this is a good switch. There's a Sombra thing out.
I think you're in over.
It'll be interesting to see how they can react to this.
Try not to get yourselves killed in there.
Especially with the decreased hack time and increased translation time.
See, right now, this will be either an absolute disaster or an absolute stomp fest for either teams.
4, 3, 2.
I expect one team to either roll through or just get full health. And that's how I see it right now.
2CP lull.
Later, I think you're in over your head.
And we've got Brotherhood running what I call the Houston Outlaws special with the Diva Arista comp. Coldstall gets a big anti-nade on him early though, but he's going to back off.
Just broken getting dangerously low. Take him out.
That's going to open up the fight there, and in comes... Ooh, Mark... Oh, great sleep by Peggy to just, well, almost bail out the Zenyatta.
Huge anti-nade coming out of Biggie. Picks up both tanks.
This fight has been pick trade after pick trade. Mech trade after mech trade. So it'll keep getting anti.
Ultimately, DRACONIS are coming out on top.
Yeah, they're building progress, and it looks like Brotherhood are struggling. Yeah, looks like they're backing off. They're not gonna. Yeah, at this point they need to. Peggy is getting some good sleeps though. Tweak is going in very deep on that chase. Does back off to get healed.
So you've got the boost. Yep. Well, the EMP is now there. However, without any combo with it, and they also there's not much they might be able to do.
Oh man, here comes the Nano Winston. Gets slapped, gets woken up. EMP.
Huge EMP, but is there a follow-up for this?
Well, here comes the attack visor, and Little Peep commits the blade. That's going to. Yeah, there it goes. Yeah.
Brooklyn might have just stabilized here. However, actually, I think Brooklyn still will be able to take it back. They might get a tick or so, but there's
the first tick. Sandbarrow being committed.
Actually, the kills are once again rolling on the side of Draconix. Somehow.
No, there it goes.
There it goes. Now
the respawn advantage to take care of.
Yeah.
Just tweak on the
yeah. Take it down.
46.8%. It's all things considered not bad for a first fight, considering how things started off there.
Definitely, with the EMP coming on, catching 4, and the attack visor from Bloodlock and a few as well.
And now Bloodlock has switched on to the Reaper as well, trying to get that close quarters damage.
Very viable on this map. Just Rocket switch to the Reinhardt over the Orisa. Light comes in out of Tweak, he's really deep.
He's deep, he's alone, and there's a rip.
Huge anti coming out from Peggy.
And Cosdog gonna get melted by Bloodlock's shotgun.
Bomb comes in.
DMX the Diva.
That's about it. Trans comes in. And I think...
Don't know if they needed that.
Yeah.
My ultimate is charging.
Trader's still coming in, and this already makes it fine, but there's only 2 people. Oh, there's 3 people now. Tweak still jumps in.
Yeah, he's just gonna feed a lot of ultimate charge there.
Bit of miscommunication there. Needed to confirm whether they were actually going to continue committing to this fight or backing out.
Yeah, the trouble with that second point on 2CP is that unless you've got a good enough position to attack into that, the respawns are just going to come in. You can't afford to trickle into it as the attacker.
Attack visor comes out.
Bloodlock doesn't pull that.
Bloodlock popping ult right behind the barrier.
Doesn't get anything with the Blossom. Self-destruct picks up Little Peep, but the kills are very much.
Yeah, the Draconix definitely taking this fight right
now.
And I think...
There's the second tick.
I think they're going to get the third right now.
Yeah.
Oh my god, can't they just lose already so I can go?
Can't spy us, mate.
Man, Brotherhood need to pick the game back up. Just win this for me.
Did you bet $5 like me?
No. I don't bet money on these teams that I'm not sure of. I'll gladly bet against you on the Doge games.
Well, I'm sure that you're gonna bet like $50 on your big dog to win the whole thing.
I mean, I already bet 20.
You'd have to find someone to take that bet.
I'd already bet 20 by donating it to the cam money. So, so if Big Doge don't win, I just lost $20. If Big Doge wins, I still lose some money because it's distributed evenly between the team. I don't even get my $20 back.
Well,
you'll get some Milo, mate.
Oh yeah, worth it, really worth it.
Well, I'm looking here from my side. Should be like the game number 5. I'm really looking forward to that.
But I will see them through.
With the universe. I can't wait to see you all in action.
And we'll see what sort of defense to expect out of DRACONIS here. And it looks like they're not running the Sombra here. They're going for a Moira Zenyatta defense.
30 seconds.
But yes, if you do like what you're seeing, please consider chucking us a donation. Be very appreciated. Help put on these events for future seasons as well, where we can get more teams coming in and help spread the knowledge of teamwork and Overwatch for more people. It's really what it's all about here.
Definitely. Like I expected, the
they're just bullying their way through at this point. Oh, but Tweet gets a great counter charge.
Dropped real low, he gets taken down. Bloodlock does get D-back.
Yeah, I think they need to back off.
Draconics do actually keep this fight up. Sitting KD is playing Soda, so probably run back to the box as well.
It was a really, really nice counter charge by Twig to just slam Mark's Reinhardt.
Thinking about to get that, Lil Peep has the chunk fire already. Kozlog also, Kozlog and Lee also coming in really close to so this is going to be a really hard fight for
Fire comes out straight away.
Reinhardt's shield is down off the line of 3.
No pick.
They give Cox that Coalition Killer Diva.
And there's the counter one. Mark's gone down though.
Very deep.
And Bloodlock out of mech again, so that's
cooked by the shooting counter.
Oh, that Diva Bomb is going to be the end of his life there.
Big night to land. Let's land Shadow. Taking out for the kill. Swimming he pops Tranquilizer.
He's going for the Moira. Wants that Moira. Gets the Zaya.
Doesn't kill the Moira just yet.
Doesn't get the Moira, but and that's
doesn't get the kill.
Doesn't get the full pin. Charge ends right before the wall. Very unfortunate.
Open your mind.
And yeah, at this point, it does look like Draconics looking very strong on this point, and it might be time to consider.
They decided to switch off Roadhog from switches off Roadhog goes to Soldier.
Run a bit of a triple tank.
And I think we can expect a swap from Bloodlock after this self-destruct as well. And there it is. Oh! That just gets swatted as she fails out of the mech. There's a grab, but the Transcendence is not there. Yeah.
Goes straight for
going for Moira, but Moira just fades away from it.
This signal's about to get taken down, and I think Brotherhood should be able to take this point now.
Well, Tweak's made it back to the point after going down.
Oh, wait.
They're turning this around.
Turning it around.
They are turning this around. Yeah, the focus fire has not been there from
the food has to take a bite, so he's on the high ground, but he's getting chased around the map.
Yeah, he's getting chased out. As soon as he poked up, there was a diva on him.
Moira's get traded as well.
And he is getting chased so deep. He is getting staggered out so badly.
They go straight away. They will have this. Diva comes in.
What a fight that was.
Self-destruct over the top.
Yes, Bloodlock.
Does pick up Bloodlock. And that's a big shot, that's 4 of them. And Mark gonna struggle to get out of there, yeah, absolutely. And now it is absolutely desperation mode for Brotherhood here.
One fight left. Brotherhood does have that shadow to go off. Just broken Swifted on Zarya right now also. Someone needs to touch. Bloodlock needs to go to. Bloodlock's gonna look to touch. That's wait.
There's a touch. And goes down, dives for it, but the shooter's there. Attack visor from the high ground from Sin. Does take down Safrin, takes down Peggy, takes down Equinox. He's just cleaning up this fight. And there it is. A very decisive hold by the Brotherhood, putting Draconics up 2-1 in this best of 5 series.
Play of the game.
Well, I would say, from my side, guys, it's not over yet. That shot is so beautiful, right, guys? That's so beautiful.
What's the next map we're heading into?
Next map we are heading into would be Hollywood.
Another payload one. So can Brotherhood after 10-minute break. Alright, so it looks like we're heading into a short break. I'm gonna go prepare my shower, take a shower, and then come back. If the game starts before then, well, you guys can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see. Can Brotherhood manage to close this map out, or will DRACONIS carry their momentum, take this one, take it to a game 5? In which case, then we'll have to see can Brotherhood, if pushed to a game 5, can they maintain their cool and not get reverse sweep? Because that's generally where reverse sweeps happen. Teams once losing so many games, they, you know.
Yeah, it'd be DRACONIS on the receiving end of the reverse sweep.
Yeah, so Brotherhood will have to like keep the mental game up. The mentality is important. And
yeah, well, Brotherhood need to come back because they're down at the moment, so they will need to pull it out and get that.
This is still match point for Brotherhood. If they win this map, they win. But
DRACONIS is the one. DRACONIS just won that game.
Yeah, but Brotherhood is up 2.
No, DRACONIS just won.
No, it's a 2-1 for the Brotherhood.
Yeah.
Is it? Oh, it is. Yeah. Sorry, I thought they won one game each in the first two.
DRACONIS are going to do the reverse sweep.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Sorry. My apologies. And yeah. So yeah, DRACONIS need to keep this momentum up, and Brotherhood just need to get their footing back, reset, get a stable defense going, and shut them out.
Pretty much.
And on that note, I think I'm going to go and refill my water bottle. So I'll be back in about 30 seconds.
Yeah, we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, it's about getting start everything again, guys. Are we here? Let's just name up. My name is Kayma. Welcome back. It's gonna be with Lunchbot who controlling the camera. And Pyronod, G-Fan is still AFK, I believe. So
But I'm
JP,
here, yeah.
yeah, JP gonna doing that with the Pyronod this time. Okay, it's gonna be Hollywood once again. So, what do you guys think?
I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what gets pulled out here. Certainly this first point can be very similar to the first point of Volskaya, so we may see a repeat of the Draconix hold, or we may not, as Brotherhood come up with a way to crack through the defense. It's a very similar point, at least this first point here, in terms of the sort of positioning you can take. So the same sort of game plans will work reasonably well, and it just will come down to, do Draconix do the same thing? Do they pull out something different? And if they do the same thing, can Brotherhood find an answer to it this time?
Well, one thing to make mention of as well is that Brotherhood have also made a couple of roster lineup swaps as well. They've put Fudo Momo back in as well. So it'll be interesting to see how those changes do affect what happens on this point.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like we're going to be seeing from Draconix a Hog-Orisa tank lineup here, which can be very strong on this point in the defense, especially when supported with a Junkrat. So it's yeah, absolutely with that. With the very limited entry points into this area, those Halt Hook combos can absolutely stifle any attempt to get through. And then they've got Sin on the hit scan as well to provide some support on anything that does manage to slip in.
On the other side of things, with the Brotherhood, they're running a Ryan Zaya. Very slow, methodical comp.
Yeah, that's almost a classic death ball there, which does mean they potentially are going to run into some trouble against the sheer amount of shield breaking potential that Draconix are running, but it'll all come down to the execution. If they can get a good rotation in with the help of that Lucio, they can very quickly, and they're just going straight in. Hannah Song is just going straight in on that, gets hooked in and punished really hard. They've traded their main tank for positioning on the high ground. Bloodlock goes down as well. That's going to be the end of this push right here.
Going a little bit too deep. The team wasn't behind him.
I think, yeah, possibly some miscommunication there, because it looks like most of the team were going for that high ground position, and Hannah Song has just gone straight in on top of that Orisa barrier, which of course is going to cut him off from any ability for Peggy to heal. And unless you've got Lucio right up. But they're coming in now. They got an early pick onto Tweak, so they do trade for Bloodlock there. Little Peep going down is definitely putting them in the advantage here as Brotherhood begin to grind this fight out, and Fudamoto taking out Kosdog as well.
Fudo Momo has absolutely been carrying up out of the role as well.
Sin popping the sacrificer here, but he's going to struggle to get value out of it through those tanks. And sure enough, he's just not finding an angle onto any of the squishies he wants to get there. He does get marked with the rockets. And Tweak coming back in, I think they've just actually managed to buy enough time there. Depending, I mean, you got Zafun. Oh, Zafun does get hooked there. That's going to be the end of it there. And sure enough, the reset coming through. And will we get any late staggers? No, Hook's still on cooldown.
Have a look at the old situation right now, though. You've got 4 ultimates on the side of the Brotherhood, and only 1 coalescence to sustain it right now. They have trans coming up.
Yeah, they'll have the Junkrat tire right very shortly, and a good tire can shut down a push and buy them time. They do have a lot of ults about to come along. But there's the grab, and oh, huge tire there from Zafun. And yeah, that's going to be a point A cap, and they probably didn't even need that Deadeye there, but it's going to be an easy cap.
Bruto's swapping off now, and so is the Foon. Running a double shield tank setup.
I think we can expect to see Hannah Song swapping soon as well.
Absolutely.
Because in the second point you really need the verticality that the dive tanks can give you.
I think Hannah Song's just staying because they have ult as well. So just want to see if they can get maximum value from that.
And it is a attack visor being configured by Sin, but he's quite far away. He's going to get the Pharaoh out of the air, but I don't think he's going to get much more than that. Tyre coming in, takes down Hannah Song's Reinhardt, and Sin in trouble there on the high ground, so this push may not be completely over. But Fudo in trouble there and having to get back. But Bloodlock's picked up Little Peep as well, so they've just been, from that high ground position, they've just been picking apart any openings they can find in DRACONIS.
Absolutely.
And yeah, we can see even without committing the Earth Shatter, Hannah Song swapped over to the Diva now.
Yeah. Seems fitting.
My ultimate ability is ready.
Bloodlock just raining some poke damage down onto Cozdog as the cart slowly moves forwards.
They've actually given them a fair bit of space here on the side of Draconics. They've pushed right up to the saloon now, where I don't think that was entirely
Oh, that's a good hook onto Spoon. And this is their chance to go in, and yep, they've gone in there. Huge anti-grenade onto Cozdog though. He's going to force him to back off. And nothing from that Deadeye thanks to the Orisa shield. Transcendence and Whole Hog being committed just to push the Brotherhood away. I don't know if they really needed the Transcendence there, but it's certainly been an easy fight win. I don't feel they needed that Transcendence.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, that's a very nice kill by Bloodlock, who was getting very, and he does go down there from Sin. He was getting very low in that duel, but manages to get the killing shot in. But that's still going to delay the Brotherhood's next push. Or is it? Looks like they're coming in even without Bloodlock.
Well, it's one apiece now, but now McCree's come back in.
Yeah, that's a huge Deadeye by Sin, and that is just going to clean up the tail end of this fight, losing Zafun and Piggy, and then Hannah Song going down immediately afterwards as well. Unfortunately, I mean, I still feel like they've overcommitted ults because they've used the Supercharger and the Deadeye in that fight. I mean, as long as they're only using a couple of ults, I suppose it's not too bad. But again, I don't think they needed the Supercharger there.
No. Hannah Song has gone back onto the Reinhardt as well now.
Oh, yeah, they've gone back to the dive. Not the dive, the Death Ball. That's the word. Welcome back, you think.
Welcome back.
And Hannah Song going down from that Junkrat tire, but gets traded. Ziggy picking up Zafun though means that DRACONIS still in a good position to win this fight.
DRACONIS looking pretty strong with their hold.
And Bloodlock just creeping around in the roof there.
And a horrible stagger onto Peggy now.
Ooh,
Just
that's
as everyone was
very
coming back.
unfortunate.
Hannah Song was literally around the corner.
30 seconds.
And Bloodlock still just hiding on this roof. And we got 24 seconds left on the clock, so this will be their last push. Unless they manage to get control of the card here.
Bloodlock's got his Deadeye, so there's Deadeyes on both teams. There's also Transcendence.
If I'm right, there it is. Bloodlock faithful.
And he comes. Oh, fires it off maybe a bit early, but does get the kills following up on it, so.
I think that Metaverse was unnecessary.
That I know could have been best saved for later.
Oh, but we're doing top 3 members already. For no apparent reason.
They've just got the 2 tanks alone on the card. Grav, not getting a lot of value, but does delay Cozdog a bit, but no, that's them getting completely stuffed out there. And so a good hold by DRACONIS, who are now forcing the Brotherhood into a position where they pretty much want a full hold on that first point, because if the payload gets rolling there, it's going to be very hard to defend that.
So all they need to do is push it around the corner of the saloon, and then that's their map.
It's not an impossible point to hold. I mean, as noted, this is where it got stopped, but it's definitely not a comfortable position.
No. It either gets stopped there, or held at first point, or held right before the end of the third. In my experience.
Well, that's just it. That becomes the spots. Like when you get towards the end of second there, you've got the respawn advantage going in favour of the defenders. And likewise on that third point, the defenders have a very solid respawn advantage. So that's why you see those being the places where it gets stopped.
Of course. So we're seeing a bit of a role reversal now, where the teams are almost exactly the same, but on each side, from when they initially attacked and defended. But now Draconics are running the Ryan Zaya.
Yeah, it's definitely, with it being such a narrow choke, it's definitely one of the places where you can get away with it. Hopefully Tweak is a bit more with his team than the Brotherhood were on their first push.
One. Attackers incoming.
But we'll see what they make of it. Oh, that's an early pick on a Little Pete. So that's going to delay this first push.
I mean, if they can land the Hog combo, that's ridiculous. Strong. Oh, sorry, is this better?
Yes, much.
No, I didn't have the mic near my face, that's why.
Alright, they're going up on top.
They've rotated around onto the stairs, and they've got that Ryan shield in front, so that's...
Little Peep almost got picked off there. Reinhardt just managed to get right in front.
It lost the Ryan shield. That was a
Lost
huge
the Ryan
damage.
shield.
Yeah, Ryan gets off.
Yeah.
Zafun going in deep.
Zafun's going for it. Oh, he gets the Ryan, but trades himself for it. Maybe worth it.
I guess they could be worth it. There's no shield on the other side, so they can't actually push into this. They can't stop the US Hog combo. Panasonic is going to pull it right now. All Panasonic needs to do is throw a ult up.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Orisa and Hog are not playing together at the moment, so they're not able to get that combo, but that's a good hook nonetheless. Yeah, that's good. Draconix is backing off, and Zafun's, jumped up, picked off Ziggy, with both supports down. That's the end of that push.
That's it.
Every single person except Panasonic got 90-something% ultimate on the side of Hood.
Ult's starting to come online now. We've got we both got both support ults up for...
Look like we're seeing some swaps out of Draconix already as Cold Dog goes over onto the Diva, which should deal with the spam a bit better.
Yeah, now this is a 4 ults versus 5 ults. Panasonic can get that supercharge. So the status ignores the MKD, he just ran right behind them.
Out. That may be the only...
Oh, that tire's just going to get Ziggy right there.
I think MKD's still behind.
Still committing to this push.
Brudamono's just getting right up on those tanks.
No, he's going to be fighting. He has that vape. I mean, the inhaler. That kills it right now, too. Gets the
Little Peep's committed the tire, but the fight by the point of... Yeah, I mean, the tire gets snuffed out, but even then...
Brotherhood is holding it really strong. They still have 5 ultimates on their side. And what time we're taking out is a minute and a half left. Equates to roughly 2 fights and 1 staggered fight if they get to reset fast enough. So, honestly, the Codex need to make this clean or else it's over for them. And with the amount of ults stacked up on Brotherhood, they can definitely just full hold them right here, right now.
Which is basically what they need at this point. There's a supercharge of the minute. Sound barrier and attack points are coming in.
That's 4 ults already on the side of Brotherhood.
Kills are definitely coming through in favour of Brotherhood here.
There's one last fight left for the side of Draconix. They do have a nano visor to work with, but Mark has that transcendence. Tweak close to this Earth Shadow. Is that his first Earth Shadow this round?
Oh, and they've just swapped. They've just gone and ripped their attack visor and swapped it for a tracer.
Attack visor. There. If Mark pulls this transcendence, that is the win condition. Unless, of course, we get some really interesting fights like we've had before, where one team looks overwhelmingly in favor, but manages to lose it. At this point, it's really up to Mark.
It's a good engagement.
Huge trans coming in. Still making any drop.
Oh, but Bodlock, Tweak almost gets a free. Yeah.
I think
that's looking very good. Very good for Broom. It does get Slafoon.
Doesn't manage to get killed in. I think it's over. I think Broderhood has done it.
They've done it. And it's going to get no one's going to be able to get in. Sin is too far away, and Brotherhood have done it. They've won the semi-final, and next week they will be going up against the final boss of Cam, the Big Doge themselves.
Play of the game.
And here we have round. Oh, what a game this is! Remember last time Brotherhood the Big Doge and Brotherhood matched up against each other? Oh my god, how close those games were!
It literally came down to a pick of overtime.
Definitely. And if you haven't seen that VOD yet, guys, go to our videos and watch the last time that Brotherhood matched against the Big Doge. That was definitely a game worthy of being grand finals even. And oh my god, what a finish! Brotherhood managed to keep their goal and actually full ult that point. And wow.
Considering everything that happened with the last match, I think the changes that they made really did pay off.
Definitely.
I mean, it was looking rough on the defense there, but like they needed the full hold to do it, and they've managed it.
What a series that was. Those were really close. All of them were really close. Like, I have not much to say. Like, that was good. You could say there's so much to say or nothing to say. Like, you know.
Absolutely.
Okay, it's time for you guys talking. I'm gonna chop down, grab some beer ball like last time we do before for interview, you know?
Definitely. Let's bring in the interviews.
It's just getting someone from each team just to talk about how they feel the map and match as the competition went.
Definitely.
That game could have been a massive, further turning point for DRACONIS as well. If they managed to cut that point, they were in with a really good shot. But yeah, it was just a very excellent defense by the Brotherhood, just not giving any ground whatsoever.
And we're just waiting on the interviews to come through.
And so that makes both of our semi-finals, in fact, ending with a score of 3-1.
Absolutely.
Yeah, what up?
Alright, so we have our first interview of Ziggy. And
Okay, boy.
okay.
So let's start with the Dragon at first. So it's gonna be from Ziggy down here. So G-Fan, what you gonna say?
First of all, unfortunate game. Yeah. I don't really know. What do you think went wrong?
From our perspective,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. At DPS, I feel a bit too. I don't know. Both our DPS are low golds. I just don't think they're pulling enough together. At the same time, we haven't had much time to play together either. With the amount of subs we've had now,
Definitely.
hard trying to organize anything. Not to mention myself being almost 1,000 SR over a few of the guys. I can't even play a lot of comp games with them seriously, or really get to meld with them at all. So it's been pretty awkward.
At
the end of the day, our tanks are there and our supports are there, but I just didn't really feel like the DPS were backing it up. Like, we were moving good. everything like that.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you there. I have repeatedly throughout the tournament, and I have commented that there is a lack of flexibility in your DPS players. Mainly Sin and Lil Peep just playing Soldier Junkrat all the time. Sometimes it works, and then sometimes it doesn't. So
yeah, the Junkrat needed to change multiple times over the maps, and I kept saying it. The problem was, well, you could go to Genji, and Junkrat and Genji isn't the answer to everything either.
definitely. So the lack of flexibility definitely was one big problem for you guys. But do you think anything else you guys could have worked on better?
Communication, to be honest. Like, some of the guys are super stressed out. There's some personal shit going on with one of them. I mean, like, just getting triggered really easy. Like, in truth, like, obviously you're throwing 6 people together, and neither of us really knew each other from before, and obviously only speaking over, like, comms and text. So it's hard to gel together really well. One guy in particular has been pretty stressed out, like I was saying. So a bit of triggering here and there. Everyone needs to get their head together, so on and so forth. So.
On the converse of that, though, what do you feel worked well on your map in Volskaya? Because you managed to get a very quick cap on the second point, and even the first point there, and then turn around and full hold them.
It was just pure chaos from the tanks. I mean, like, the dive just went straight in, and then the entire front of the opposing team was just stuck on the right side of that truck. I mean, like, as a support, I was doing nothing in the first 20 seconds, but we still had them completely confused. I just think our tanks were moving perfectly, jumping on what they needed to jump on. I barely did anything, to be honest. It was awesome. And the next thing was, like, the second we have a win, like, the second anything good starts going, we start feeding on it. But, like, on the opposite spectrum, the second something goes wrong, which just, like, fucking drops to nothing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Kozlov was definitely putting in heaps of work for your team there. Multiple times with the plays that he needed to do. His hooks were on point as well. But I just think the lack of flexibility did have a significant impact on that. So what are your plans from here on?
I don't know, man. Like, I hit Masters last season. I kind of touched it this season. I've only had 20 games of comp, so I just want to get, like, a group of guys together that I meld with and gel with or whatever, and start playing a bit more seriously. It's kind of awkward here because I suppose I'm at the top tier. I think when I first signed up, I was like 3250 or 32, just under it or whatever. So it's just kind of awkward for me to try and play with these guys. How do I say? Not that I'm on a next level of them, but you know what I mean. Like, I'm getting to the point where I kind of need to be. I feel like I want to be with some other guys.
Well, understandable. But I think, do you think you could have helped with the team more? Like, give them more tips and things like that? Put in effort to mold them?
Yeah, for sure. Like, I've had a lot of shit going on myself personally, so I've had barely any time to really play with the guys, to be honest. I almost just rock up on a Friday, like, just get here half the time. I've complained multiple times about the time, which is mainly just me, just because I can't get here. So you're right, it is on me in a lot of cases. Like, obviously, I suppose you could call me a senior of the team, considering, and I haven't been communicating very well, so you're not wrong.
Well, unlucky today. You guys still put up a good fight. All the maps were really close. Don't forget, you do have a third place playoffs next week. I mean, is it next week or the week after, Kimmer?
Yep, so at the plan, it's gonna be like next week for grand final. So I will start making the map pool for that one, and
alright, so next week we have the grand finals, but then don't forget you still do have that third match playoff against All Clock, Ziggy, and hopefully make some time for your team and put something together to beat them.
Yeah, I do need to get some time together and start playing more, for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Alright,
so expect to see you guys be there. If you guys can make it, we totally understandable, but we hope to see you guys there. You know, after all, this one is just for the education purpose, nothing to be serious.
So yeah, Pyro, any questions for that?
No, I think you guys have pretty much covered everything I could think of.
Cool bananas.
Right, so that'll be it from us. Enjoy the rest of the evening, Ziggy, and good luck in the third place playoffs.
Cheers.
Thank you so much, mate.
Yeah.
Then here we go down for right side, Brotherhood. We got Bloodlock when everyone asking for him.
Everyone's been asking for the Bloodlock.
Have you actually seen the chat, Bloodlock? It is blowing up at the moment.
Okay. I haven't looked at it.
Bloodlock, you have too many friends.
Yeah, there's definitely some Bloodlog fans in the audience tonight.
Can I just start out by saying we need to get the hashtag free Yifang trending?
Let's do it. I love it.
And in comes the ban you bang hashtags already.
Alright. Alright, so let's move on to the interview. So, Pyro, we'll start with you.
Yep. So obviously you guys have had a fairly dominant performance tonight. However, you did have that loss on Volskaya, and then things were looking a bit dicey as well on the offense phase of Hollywood. How did you guys turn that around? Because yeah, things were looking a bit rough, and then you've had a very dominant defense.
I think so. Our weakest maps are definitely 2CP and hybrid. And it was pretty obvious on Volskaya. Like, we tried to run the 4 tank strat and it just wasn't working. So I think that's where we need to work on the most for the grand finals. And yeah, I mean, we just started playing what we were more comfortable with on Hollywood, and yeah, it just seemed to work.
Yep, absolutely. Just trying to think of something.
Yeah, me too. What do you think that was the problem for the side of Brotherhood? I mean, for DRACONIS, what do you think that they didn't do as well as you guys did, which caused them to drop the map?
I mean, there was a couple of times I noticed, I wasn't sure who it was, but one of their tanks was feeding a little bit. I think it was most evident on Gibraltar when the Winston was jumping on us when he had no backing from his team whatsoever. And especially like when I'm playing a Reaper, that to me is just free ult charge. And that is just giving us way too much to be able to win the next fight.
Definitely, we have noticed that like Death Blossoms comes up all the time, and you're in the kill feed with their tanks, so very evident. But you know, anything else? Do you think the DPS was the problem because they kept playing Junkrat or something? How did you guys feel about that?
Their soldier played well. I think that's partially on us though as well, not really shutting him down when he's on the high ground. There was a couple of times where we kind of just left him there and he was able to do too much. Especially on Volskaya, like he got that ult off, they killed like 3 or 4 of us.
Yep.
But yeah, I think they needed to swap the junk because it was dealing damage, but it wasn't really doing a whole lot at all, really. So yeah, I think they relied too much on that to work out rather than trying something different.
All right.
Very cool.
Anything else, Pyro?
Nothing comes to mind, so I'm bad at these interviews.
Okay, so here's a quick one for me. To our dear fan, I'm sure there's a lot of fans right there on the chat calling your name Blood Love. What do you want to say to them? Anything?
Thanks everyone for watching. I'm very happy with the result. So yeah, we're just gonna try and do our best to win the grand final as well.
How do you? Yeah, I was just about to ask you. How do you feel about going against Big Doge again?
I feel like we were kind of almost robbed of that win, honestly. Like, it was a very close match last time when you guys won 2-1. It was disappointing to not, like, it was 99-99 on Li Jiang overtime.
Yes, I remember that.
We were talking about it just before. There was
yeah.
literally 1 pixel left of overtime before we managed to somehow contest and reverse that point.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll be looking to make it a 3-0 next week. So. Or actually, no, it's best of 7. 4-0.
It is indeed best.
You're going to have to 4-0 that one, matey.
Big words coming out. To all the Big Doge members out there, I hope you're hearing this.
Easy peasy.
What's the... You want to leak us any strategies or something? What's the plan? What are you guys gonna do to improve your play to beat Big Doge?
I mean, the biggest thing that we've been doing recently that doesn't really reveal too much is just reviewing maps.
Yeah, that's good.
So, like, we've been actually doing like 2-3 hour sessions just with our coaches, like running through each map and going through all the points, and just working out what's best where.
Definitely a very good strategy.
Yeah, so that's worked for us the last 2-3 weeks. So we probably just do that some more, and just play together, just get some synergy going.
All right, we have some questions from the audience since you're the big man they were looking for. Hashtag AskBlood. How scared are you of Big Doge's bench player AK?
Oh yeah. Well, that's. I mean, I don't want to shit on him too much, but in scrims against Big Doge when he's playing, we're 10-0. So. Yeah. Sorry.
Finals halftime show. AK versus Bloodhog.
I mean, either way, if Big Doge or BRODERHOOD wins next week, one of us is going to hear about it at work. So.
Oh yeah. Well then, Big Doge. Hope the Big Doge members are out there ready to live it up. Carry on their undefeated streak. So that's it from us. What's the plan after all this camp tournaments are over? Although I low-key already know what's going on, but
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So Yifang actually invited me to join Big Doge Reborn, basically. So we'll be playing. We'll just be playing with them in the AAOL league after that. So once KTV's done, even if I don't beat Big Doge, I'm going to join them anyway. So.
Oh, can't beat them, join them.
Exactly. Yeah. Don't worry, we'll win.
I want my Milo money.
Milo money? Holy crap! How about my phone park? Okay, there's gonna be like 80 already, so that's a good one.
Yeah.
So my plan was like giving everyone at least like $5 or $10 for like the member, and here's the plan for MVP. We're gonna pick the MVP of the match on the final. It's gonna be like MVP player for the whole tournament because they're going there so far with the team. And we acknowledge some people like earn a lot of SR after this tournament. Like someone just go through from like silver now become a flag at Ramarov from Big Dog as an example.
Yeah. Also,
really good. Also the same fun like some people like from Blood. Team BRODERHOOD, I know some people say like 400, 500 SR just gaining from this season. That means you guys improving a lot. To be honest, like that's the point of this one.
Also, guys, if you are in Sydney, please show up to the Sydney Microsoft Store tournament, and you can see not only Bloodlock, but also our host Kamo get trashed by some 12-year-olds.
Man, I reformed. If you check my profile now, there's no longer support except Zen Zelda. So I'm gonna be like a DPS and tank only at the moment now.
We should also pick our MVP of this match as well.
Oh yeah, we should. I forgot. Did you guys pick already?
We've got well, my pick personally would have to be Fudomoto. Like, just whatever role they were playing, they were excellent at it. They were getting a lot of kills on Xayah, flexing onto support, and absolutely holding the team together on support as well. So I've got to give it to Fudomoto.
Me too. It's going to Fudo. Well, Bloodlock here that everyone's been hyping up has been a really consistent player around the tournament. You have to people don't take note of how the supports are doing, and there's been multiple times where Fudo's transcendences, his speed drops, have saved his entire team, as well as when he was playing Ana, his sleep darts, his anti-grenades on the right targets. It's just doing so much for their team, carrying them from the back. Every nano boost he pulled out managed to do something as well, so who else to pick? He also went onto that Roadhog, as we saw on the last map there, and went right into the face of DRACONIS and stayed alive and got multiple kills along with Zafoon on that Junkrat, just two-man holding up top really. When he was playing that Zarya, he had those grabs, he was full charge. Like, whatever you put this guy on, he's performing, he's just doing that work, and there's really no one else to pick at this point because he's playing every role and carrying his team. What more do you want from a player?
Precisely. Couldn't have put it better myself.
Well, here's a quick question from a fan from Peggy. Say, ask the cat about Peggy in the game. What do you guys think, Peggy? From BRODERHOOD team. So first,
get better internet. Stop disconnecting.
Wow, that's a strong statement.
Efficient use of pause timer.
I I'm worried because you guys using like 5 minutes just for her. And by the rule, you guys have no
She
chance
wants to
because-
1v1 me now.
Should have some show matches. Just for the lols. Peggy most valuable
Yeah,
pause.
Peggy
That's
MVP,
accurate.
most valuable pause.
They say, will you lab be going to the park from Lisa? It's gonna be me and Protlock. How about everyone else? I'm not sure. Lunchball, JP.
I don't live in the city. I live in another state. I can't come.
How about Lunchball? Are you from Sydney? Sapphire.
I mean, if y'all
Sunday?
crowdfund me a ticket and I'll be over there.
Oh, wow, that's a good thing. So
Good exercise.
Good exercise.
Good exercise.
So and we all agree. So tonight, and you already see MVP is Futomono. Well done, Futo. A clap for you. Anyone can clap for me. And
Fudo, if you're out there watching this, make sure you screenshot this. It's not going to come up again because next week you're not going to win.
that's a
shade.
big thing.
Oh, it's funny when you joke around.
And you say I'm serious.
But you don't need to screenshot it because the VODs will be saved on our Twitch account, so you can go back and replay tonight's match at your leisure.
Oh, I don't know if Yufang's gonna want a replay of next week.
Well,
Don't know,
We all
man. You have to
expect
answer
it,
to
but
the Doge.
okay. So Blood Love, what do you think? Like, what do you expect to like fighting against Big Doe next week? And any member make you feel like need to lock down and need to be aiming them hard? Because that may be the thing you are thinking right now.
We'll probably focus Liz because he's definitely the strongest player.
Ooh. Ooh. First time I've heard someone say that.
He might just be the easiest one to tilt.
Exactly.
Hey, but I could say the same thing about Bloodlong.
What are you talking about? I don't get triggered.
Okay. I think that's it. If no one asking question now, then I think we are able to
Yeah.
closing the stream now. Once again, I'm Kaima. Thank you so much everyone for tuning tonight. And from both Team DRACONIS and Brotherhood, thank you for being here. JP with me, Lunchball, Paranoid, G-Fan, especially guys, give hashtag free G-Fan for that trending, okay? Make that happen in Reddit. And also donation, everything, we all will appreciate that. You can see the donation below with the PayPal and things like that. And I'm so happy with that. Thank you everyone. Have a good night. Anything from you guys before we closing?
Not really. I'm gonna go to sleep to get up in 5 hours.
Pyro, anything? I think
Jay was about to say something.
I
So
was,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'm just very excited for next week.
Yeah, you
It's
are.
gonna be a fun match. I can't wait.
Yesterday, anything from Lunch? Oh yeah, guys, don't forget to support Lunchbot. He's a very good one. He looking for like more couple of viewers to follow him to get the affiliation. So guys, be helping him. You can find his Discord tab. I mean the trick link down there. So support him, please. Okay. Anything from Pyro?
No, I'm just as I mentioned, I'm really looking forward to next week. I'm looking forward to that final. I maybe need to get a bigger water bottle because it's certainly going to be an endurance slog, but we'll see how we go.
Yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you so much again, and good night.
Hashtag free Yufang.
Oh yeah, hashtag
Yufang.
Jackman.
Hashtag shower your fang.
We done?